Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have our 1200th consecutive episode. 1200 episodes of this series that nobody's watching. Yay! So thank you for watching this one. This episode features The Witch Doctor Will See You Now. This is a National Geographic series. It is only 4 episodes, one season. Each of them are about 45 minutes long each. It's from 2011? Yeah, 2011. I had no idea what to make of this. I at first, like I said yesterday, I thought it was going to be a highly inappropriate, out of date Disney special going into the jungles or something. I just figured it was going to be something that they'd have to apologize for at the beginning of the episode. That's not the case. This is literally about gentleman from England. His name's Piers Gibbon, and he has taken 2 Americans along with him. The one guy named Jake, who is kind of he's got this laid back surfer guy, but he lives in New York, or maybe I don't know. I don't want to judge him just from his looks, but he kind of looks like a guy who might smoke weed a little bit. I don't know. Once. I don't know. No judgment, Jake. I'm sure you're watching this, but he's this is a guy who's been through a lot. So Jake, I think he has cystic fibrosis at a young age. He lost his sense of smell and taste to a certain degree. Like mainly, he can taste some and smell some really strong things, salty things, but not just your average stuff. It's pretty much nothing. And he had to have a double lung transplant at some point in order to live. If it was basically he was going to die if he didn't have a double lung transplant, and now he's got all sorts of things he has to deal with in his life just to take all sorts of Western medications back and forth in order to balance out his body to a degree that it stays alive. So yeah, he shows his scars. He shows how he was ripped apart and put back together again, pretty graphically, but with a sense of humor. And then the other guy is named Rapture. He is a Marine, retired Marine. Although again, I've been told that Marines, there's never a point where you're a former Marine. So he's a Marine who is part of a motorcycle gang in Kansas, I believe. And he's got the tattoos, the biker look, and everything else. He's a genuinely nice guy. It seems like it, and he's got back pain, just from his life, basically, just being in the Marines and everything else, dealing with pain, and you learn to get to the point where you deal with it like a man. So he's looking, though, it's getting to the point in his back that he wants to get it stopped. And these guys have been brought along in order to try something in Hong Kong with the help of Piers, that in a way that Western medicine has not been able to address. Will Jake get his sense of smell back? Will Rapture get his back pain gone? Well, that's what this episode is all about. It's I've only watched the first episode. There are 3 more where they go to Kowloon, the Amazon, and India. But I think there's different people that go along with Pierce in each episode. In this one, they're in Hong Kong, and they are given all sorts of, it's easy really to laugh at a lot of these things, and I'm very much on the side of medicine and science and fact and reality, and I know that in recent years we've gotten to a new point. This is in 2011, so they could have probably never imagined, beyond a certain movement that has already existed for decades, that medicine would be so controversial. Well, in this, to us Westerners, the idea of anything that's not Western medicine is absolutely controversial, or at least confusing to us, because it just seems like magic. And that's why the whole title of this thing is The Witch Doctor. It's a reduction of the idea of a person using non-scientific methods, non-proven methods, technically, even though these things have been around for, these procedures have been around for thousands of years, at least 2,000 years for acupuncture, when it comes to relieving pain, dealing with certain parts of your body's systems, all connected to your chi and the meridian lines all over you, and how it's all connected. I don't pretend to understand it. I don't pretend to believe in it. It's honestly, feels a bit of hokum. It feels a little bit like, I do not doubt that some of these things that people put together, whether it's triple penis juice or field mouse wine. Yes, that's the thing. They keep that toward the end, by the way, where they all get to sample some field mouse wine. By the way, it's got field mice in it. It's wine that has mice in it. Bald, dead mice. Not kidding. There's also triple penis wine, I guess. Maybe it's juice. I don't know what it is. And it's like a deer, a dog, and a seal. By the way, these are technically legal, but so many other medicines and tinctures and whatever else are often very illegal because they also prey upon endangered species. And so it becomes a bit of a rough situation. The shop that they went into only deals in legal stuff, and that's why they got to try the penis wine. And there's so many jokes that they actually do make. That's, again, it's not like the kids are, if you watch this with the kids, they're going to be like, oh, that's pretty racy, Mom. No, that's not going to be the case. It's parents, though. I laugh my butt off. So I actually like this show because Pierce is very much skeptical, not just of the medicine or the procedures, but also of what the guys are feeling when they get these procedures. Jake can't stand needles. He hates needles, but he has to get acupuncture to hopefully open up his chi on the meridian lines, and there's cupping at one point that's done, and he hates needles, but there's needles getting put into his legs and his face and everything else, and it's freaking him out. But does it make a difference? He claims that he's able to smell a little bit more. Even Pierce is like, are you sure? And when it comes to dealing with Rapture's back pain, they go through 3 different treatments. The first of which, immediately, he felt great. Like, it was good. I can't remember what exactly they did, but he felt good. And after that, not even a day or two. They were there only for a week in Hong Kong. So not even a day and a half or so goes by, and his back is killing him. It's, once again. So they go through a few other things. There's one that actually does make a difference. And apparently they give us a little wrap up at the end of the thing. Even months afterwards, Rapture is cured. And it's through the most unlikely process you could probably think. And I'm not going to ruin it for you because I kind of think part of this discovery of this, even though I told you a lot, part of the discovery of this is part of the fun. Because again, Pierce is the proxy for you and me. If you're used to Western medicine and only Western medicine, and it's just like, is this BS? Are people in these cultures being sold a load of BS? That, yes, maybe it helps kick up their endorphins and they feel better for the moment, for a period of time. And then it just goes back and they got to go, oh, well, you got to do it again. And get some more of the special juice or the acupuncture or the whatever it is. And then, then you'll feel better again. Like, is it just dealing with the symptoms, or is it actually improving their health? And that's kind of what this is looking at. This is not kind of, it is what it's looking at. Is this just hoodoo? Is it voodoo? Is it a witch doctor basically shaking bones and just changing the way people who are desperate for a fix, that have been suffering for so long? If I'm gonna break from talking about Disney Plus here for a second. I'm currently rewatching True Blood with some friends of mine, and in that, it deals with that very thing where this woman is a witch doctor, and she does some kind of hoodoo kind of thing in order to cure this woman of her alcoholism and cure her daughter of her negative emotions and the way she treats everybody and the way she feels about herself and everything else. And it's kind of revealed that she isn't exactly who she says she is, but at the same time, those changes worked. More than likely due to the placebo effect. And that is something that Pierce talks about in this. Do you want it to work because you want to believe it worked? That you went through the effort, that you went through the time, you might have spent the money, and you go, oh, like in True Blood, the one character spent like $800 in order to pay for this procedure that's just made her sick, made her vomit, and it was peyote and some, it was a hallucinogen basically for the most part, and it's ipecac. So yeah, those things are going to do that kind of stuff to you. It's going to make you feel like something happened, but So that's the case with Jake, the case with Rapture. Is that all that's happening to them when the very first thing you see, the very first thing they show us in the episode is, oh, you want to feel better? Well, here, we're going to get you some fresh snake blood. And woman pulls a live snake out of a drawer, a cobra that has been defanged, just pulls it out of a drawer, kills it, and then starts pouring the blood out of, and you just see its head just doing its final twitches as they're just sipping the blood. Jake, by the way, very squeamish about that kind of stuff. It's not just needles. It's just, he's got a comment about everything. But the Marine, Rapture, and Pierce, who is here because it's his show, Rapture, bam, he's a Marine. He can handle anything. So he just downs it, and he's like, oh, it's kind of sweet. Oh, so it's that kind of thing. It's actually, I'm surprised how much I like this. And it's, again, I think there might be a second season from this, from the looks of this. I don't know. I don't like reality shows, to be honest. I don't like reality shows. And this is kind of what that is. It's a docuseries, but it's not a reality show where people are like pretending to be something they're not, hopefully. But it's sort of putting these things to the test and going, okay, is there more than just what we see in Western medicine? Is there something that can actually help? Or does it just deal with the symptoms? Or is it just does it just work for people because they believe and they want to believe that it works? That they're told it works, and the placebo effect kicks in and you go, I'm healed. Is that it? So I'm going to actually add this, and I don't normally do this with any documentary series, but there's only 3 more episodes. If there's a second season that eventually shows up on Disney Plus, I might watch that too. But it's part Travel Channel, it's part foodie thing, it's part medicine, and it's a little bit disturbing. So which adds a level of humor to it. So I'm glad that Pierce is not somebody who's just like, this is the way it works. It's so great. Look how neat it is. It's so different. We don't understand it, but he's not doing that. He's literally like, this is probably BS. And he has his mind changed depending on what's going on, how the guys react. So it's kind of neat. I highly recommend it then. If this is the kind of thing that might get you going, check it out. It's not for the squeamish. Not at all. It's when you start off with just people drinking snake blood and then having snake soup right after that, if you can't handle that, do not watch this. And it doesn't get better from there. So, but it is, for at least for this first episode, it's funny. It's interesting, and it opens up new ideas, makes you question some things. But I still think some of it's pretty much fake, but we'll see. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
155.
155. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily go to China to cure my back pain. And I'm not going to reveal what actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to reveal what it was. You should watch the episode. All right, we are pretty much in documentary territory nonstop. I don't choose these things. This thing chooses for me, and I watch what it tells me. And I do watch every single thing, so whether you do or not. But another documentary, but it's different than this one and different than the last one. This is First Alaskans. So we're going to talk about the native people of Alaska. And I don't think you can use the E word anymore. I think. We'll find out tomorrow. First Alaskans in the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then.